Welcome back to Mob Tales with Nick Christopher's. That's me. I know it's been quite a while since I've been here. I've been a little bit busy doing a lot of things, a lot of projects. One of them is trying to get my film done, which is based on my first book, Destinies. Screenplay, written by Peter Papageorgiou and myself. And we're in the process of trying to make that thing happen into a movie. I'll keep you guys posted on that. In the meantime, for today's mob tale, I'm going to talk about one guy who's anonymous. Name will be exposed eventually, which is a mob guy from Connecticut, a Greek guy, and another Greek guy whose name I can talk about, Peter Theodore, who was based mostly down south, like Texas, New Orleans, Georgia, mostly New Orleans, really, and the Texas area. He was like on the fringes of the mob, and under like guys like Carlos Marcello, who was the boss of the New Orleans. Peter ran a lot of different scams, swindling, mostly swindles. He was a how you say, king manipulator. He was able to generate money rather, as an earner on the street from swindling people. And whether it be older people, young people, it didn't matter. His own family, no less. The guy was a pretty ruthless, scheming little character. He was responsible for a lot of scams with the banks, robberies as well. He kicked up his money, obviously, to the Italians. Carlos Marcello, I think, most likely, because he was based in New Orleans area, because we couldn't do anything in New Orleans without Marcello knowing about it. So we're going back to, let's say, the 30s, 40s area, around that time period. Peter Theodore also was very good at, sniffing out money, people who have money. He even married a queen or a princess of some sort. So he smelled her money, obviously. And he swindled her out of I don't know how much, thousands and millions of dollars, ridiculous amount of money. And he used a lot of aliases so he can move around. Peter Theodore, Theodore Peter, Peter George, George Theodore. He used a bunch of aliases so he can get out from under the FBI or the authorities trying to catch him. The guy was moved so many times. Like I said, Georgia, Texas, New Orleans, New York, Vegas, Chicago. The guy was everywhere. It's unbelievable. The other character is not really so much a character, but a crime family that was based in Connecticut. They were a Greek mob family, from what I hear. The reason why I'm talking about this is my third book, Mafia Ties to Greek Syndicates. There's a good possibility I may be doing part 2, because I've come across this new information. There's guys in Connecticut that are supposedly, from what I hear, allegedly, 300 members strong of Greek mobsters in Connecticut, which I never even heard of. Believe it, I know a lot of it about this shit. And I was pretty impressed by this gentleman that reached out to me about it. I can't say, I'm not going to mention his name, of course, or the other person's name that told me about the Peter Theodore thing. So this family in Connecticut ran all types of business, all kinds of scams, embezzlement, extortion, loan sharking, gambling, you name it. They did it all. And they're still somewhat active, from what I understand. So the original leader of this crew in Connecticut was from Greece, and he was from one of the major Greek syndicate families in Athens. I believe, without getting the name just yet, it might have been the Grigorakos family, which was like Nick the Greek, who actually they killed him in prison. They poisoned him. His family was most predominant in Greece back then in Athens. So it might have been an extension of that family that escaped to Connecticut, because around 2010, which is in my book, it was called the Mafia Crackdown of 2010, where the federal authorities in Greece cracked down on the mob syndicates big time, crushed them in so many different ways. The Stefanakis family, the Zigorakis family, the Kalitsos family. I mean, it was a lot of different mafia syndicates in Greece, and that they really cracked down on. Platsos was another one from Greece. So I think it's an extension of one of those groups that are in Connecticut, which I'll get to. I'll get more detail for you guys once I get more information. The other one is about another guy called Mimis. Well, that's the name I hear now. I've been told, which is not really his real name. His father was a boss in the Greek mob in Greece, and he is out of prison now. So possibility I'll be getting some information from him as well. So all these three different individuals will be possibly offering me info that's going to be part of part 2 of Mafia Ties, the Greek syndicates. So these are stories of guys that a lot of the regular people don't know about. You know, we all know about the Italians, you know, John Gotti's and all that, the Irish Westies, the Russian Vord Zakodi, they call them, which is the Russian mob, which they don't even call themselves Russian mob to begin with. They call them Vordi. Or the Chinese triads, the Japanese Yakuza. You know, people say Chinese mafia, Greek mafia, Italian mafia, whatever. Not Italian mafia, sorry. Greek mafia, Chinese mafia, but they all go under different names. People don't realize this. They just stick mafia in front of everything, which is pretty stupid. Because that's the way it is. So this is just one tip of the iceberg of a story I'm going to be giving you more information on as information comes in. So this is just giving you a little bit of a tease at this point, and I'll give you more once it comes up. So please tune in when the next time on Mob Tales, well, I'll offer you a little bit more about what I'm talking about today. Thanks a lot, guys.